Good morning, everybody. Orange J here, and today I'm going to tell you that if you like the type of games that I like, if you enjoy the type of games that we cover on this channel, it might just be the time for you to dive in to Girls Frontline 2. This is the exact kind of game that people who enjoy the kind of games that I enjoy will like. You got the tactical gameplay, the cool-looking characters, the strategic decision-making, all of that stuff that I like. You will find it in this game in a future sci-fi setting. And again, the characters, they're looking pretty good as well. So let me tell you why now might be the time that you want to check out Girls Frontline 2. And I know that many of you out there are like me. And when we're talking about enjoying one of these tactical games, it all comes down to the combat, to the team building, and Girls Frontline 2 offers all of what I like. Looking at the characters here, you have the different types of characters, and team building in this game is super important. Characters like Nemesis will be your single target damage, sniper type of character that can also launch assisting attacks. You have characters like Kralik here, who's a melee DPS, and yes, in a future sci-fi world, there is still room for, characters with swords to go in there and, beat things to death with the sword. We all enjoy that. Then there's your supporting type of characters, your healers, your debuffers. Team building in this game is a huge deal, and we're going to talk more about characters later. But I also want to talk about something that this game does that I feel like many other games in the tactical genre kind of fall flat in, and that's the maps. The maps in this game play a huge role in combat. Whether it's the cover effect that helps you duck behind some cover, and it makes so much sense in one of these futuristic games where people are using guns and grenades and all that, you want to find cover, and maps offer cover in this game, which is a fun mechanic that adds a depth to the combat. Also, going up high on something, staying down low, that's an advantage and a disadvantage thing. Get your snipers up high, shoot people from a distance, they're gonna, be more effective if they're doing that. Also, weaknesses in this game. Let's jump back into the game for a second. All of these characters offer a couple different opportunities to break a character's defense through their weaknesses. So you can see right here, this character weakness, shotgun ammo and burn. So the ammo type that's being fired out of your gun and the element associated with the damage will be opportunities to exploit weaknesses on the enemy. Exploiting those weaknesses will help break their cover faster. So if you duck behind cover, you're gonna have a number, maybe it's 8. If you can break through that 8, it'll break their cover, allow you to deal more damage to them. So that adds another layer to that tactical level of combat. And that's something that I felt was pretty enjoyable. It's also kind of fun to have a character ducked behind cover somewhere, and then you have a character that can toss a grenade. You toss the grenade over the cover. The way damage works in this game, wherever that grenade lands, that's where the damage comes from. So if they're ducking behind cover, but you toss a grenade over the cover and it blows up behind them, their cover doesn't count because that grenade is on the other side. That's the kind of stuff that the combat in this game offers. And even though it's a little bit to get into, there's a lot to dive into in this game. There's a tutorial system that just lets you play through all of these mechanics once, let you kind of explore how they work, so you could put it all together yourself, build some teams to, take on all the content in this game. All right, the next thing I want to touch on here is the next generation anime art style that this game offers. And I'm talking not only about the characters, the waifus we're looking at, but I'm also talking about even things like the menu screen and the way you interact with this game. Right here, you see we got a 3D animated menu of a character. And in fact, all the characters that you have will offer you a chance to make them your home screen character. Okay, that's something we've seen in games before. They're animated, we've kind of seen that before, but not in this detail. And in fact, you even have 3D options. Here's an option of you just in your base, your control room, you can see the characters, you set this as your background. This is now the background every time you open the game. Personally, this is the one you start the game with and has been my favorite one to play through the game with. But if maybe you're, maybe you like the dormitory look. I mean, I could definitely see some people liking the dormitory look. So just customizing the menu like this, really cool. Now, let's jump into the refitting room. The refitting room is where you're going to go to interact with your characters, change their weapons, build them out a little bit more, and even change things like their outfits. Now, I'm going to scroll down to some of the characters I'm a little bit more familiar with from my playthrough of this game. Let's go with our girl Nemesis for a second. Say you start the game and you have this skin for Nemesis. This is the default skin. This is the one you start with her. Well, you can earn skins in this game. Some of them you'll just pick up up for free by completing missions or objectives, things like that. Some of them do cost some money, but it's a great addition to this game. You want more of a tactical looking skin? You got that one. You might want more of an eye candy skin? You got that one. You want more of a like color palette changing skin? We got those. And there's always the fan service skins out there. As you scroll through here a little bit, you'll run into some of them, like this one, for example. If you don't like the fan service skin, go back to the combat outfit skin. Go back to the default skin. You can just, the customization of these characters, and they take those skins into combat. Love that. I wish more games dove into it. I think it's a great way for the game to help fans experience their characters in a few different ways. You can also, of course, go into like a 3D, spin around, look at these characters from all the angles mode. I'm not going to explore this one too much in this video, but you can do that as much as you want whenever, you get your hands on this game. And let's not forget to talk about the weapons. So many of the characters in this game use a gun or some kind of, ranged weapon like that. The weapons have skins themselves. You can change the skins of your weapons to make them look really, look at that weapon skin. That's awesome. Look at this one. I actually, there's like a super soaker looking skin. There's so many different weapon skins in this game that both you can earn and purchase. And not only can you change the skin of your weapon, you can change like the loadout of your weapon by adding attachments to it. So things like the silencer, the scope. You can add all these different kinds of scopes to your weapon. So let's equip this scope here. Let's go back. Let's switch out the let's get the grip on there. We'll do that grip's fine. Let's equip that one. Boom. Okay. You can customize your weapon like that. You can also, I'll just hit quick equip. Let's just see what it does with this one. Boom. Okay, we installed a bunch of stuff. Now, let's go back in here. Let's go back to skins. You can skin out the different parts of the gun. So these are super customizable. All of these attachments offer different stat bonuses. So this is kind of like your gear build out for your character, right? But it's kind of cool that you can, look at that. We can put this little, water gun attachment on there if you want the super soaker look, some kind of more Christmassy look right there. Or you, of course, have the different, more realism looking skins here as well. Let's just keep that one on there for now, just for fun. And so it's another thing you can do. It's another level of customization you can dive into with this game, interacting with these character models. And we're not even done talking about that, because there's like the affinity system in this game, which works through the dormitory. So all these characters exist in your base. I don't want to spoil kind of like what the base is. Don't want to dive into that part of the story too much, but they have rooms in the dormitory. And here is one of the rooms. Of course, you can change the pose they're in. Here we have idle. She could be reading a book. She could be sleeping. She could just be looking at a cactus in this case. She could be decorating the room. There we go. Put up a whatever you call that thing you put on glass. So you can set that, boom. Okay, now that's what she's going to be doing when we go to the dorm. You can come in here, change their outfits out a little bit. This is another place you can go interact with them. Also, you can give the characters gifts. These gifts will increase your affinity with the character. You can click that right here, and you can see okay, we can get some stat boosts. We can get some rewards by unlocking affinity with them. You start at 1, you get 2, 3. You can click on all these. You could earn things like pulls on the gacha from leveling up your affinity. People like to come in here and interact with their characters in the game. This is another way you could do it. If you don't care about that stuff, you just pass on it. Having your character change poses in the dorm does not affect how they perform in combat, but many people like that kind of thing. This game offers it. And the more things the game offers, the more, I think that's a plus. And next is something that really matters to me. And as I've been playing more and more gacha games over the years, quality of life features in a gacha game are just a must-have. And this game comes right out of the box with quality of life features that gacha games just need. So I'm just going to jump into an old story mission for a second. I'm going to hit confirm, and then let's draw our attention to the top right of the screen, shall we? Do you see this 2x button that is currently highlighted? I can turn that into a 3x button. I can play the game in 1 times speed, 2 times speed, or 3 times speed. Button right next to there, auto battle. This isn't one of those games. It's going to make you like slog through half the game before you get access to auto battle, make you make a bunch of purchases before you can speed up combat. You just straight away, almost straight out of the box, get access to auto battle, 2x speed, 3x speed to make your farming life easier. And I really appreciate that. So I have to bring that to the front. Like the quality of life in this game, just existing from the beginning, big positive for me. Okay, next up, I want to mention the Escape from Cyborg patch, which is the upcoming patch to Girls Frontline 2. You're going to get access in this patch to content to explore, tons of free goodies, and more features coming to the game, like an actual patch that is adding quality of life features to a game that already has a bunch of quality of life. But let's start by talking about the new characters you can recruit. So we're going to have Vector and we're going to have Deshevnia, and I'm pretty sure I said that right, coming into the game with the next Girls Frontline 2 patch. Now, one thing I love about this game, you come in here, do you want to watch the walkout animation? You can watch the walkout animations even if you're not pulling the characters. So Vector right here is going to be a like must pull type of character for people coming into this game who are new. She's going to be a support type character, really good for your fire based teams. And again, team building in this thing, tons of videos, tons of content out there about that. She's going to work with your fire teams. Single target damage is going to be high. She's also going to be supporting your team. And then you have Deshevnia, which is the funner word to say, I think, even if it is a little bit harder. And check out the walkout animation for this character. Like, this is a sweet walkout animation. She's got the sniper rifle, so clearly she's going to be doing some long range damage, but she also is going to provide like map wide damage boosting buffs to your team. She's an ice type character as opposed to the fire type character, and she can do some AoE as well. So this is another character that if you wanted to like start this game now, pull for her, I think she would be a great character to start building some teams around. You could come into the banners when they're live, check out the breakdown of all their skills right here. Ton to get into, too much for this video, but that's not all that's coming out with this patch. You'll also gain access to the Escape from Cyborg story with a ton of free goodies. You'll earn points playing through the content to buy things like weapon skins, pulls, character enhancing materials, the kind of things you expect from these gacha events. But with all of the story missions to experience, you'll also be getting premium currency every time you go through those, the collapse pieces. There's daily rewards to gain, a ton of good freebies that are the kind of stuff you expect from gacha games to earn from this, but there's more. You can also earn character skins. Like, character skins are a big part of this game and one of the big draws. And there are character skins that you can earn for free from this event. I want to show off one. Let's go look at Kolfni's skin. And here it is. So you can earn this skin for Kolfni for free by participating in the Unspoken Feelings event. So log in, do the event, boom, you're going to get this skin for free, but we're not done yet. The new character Vector, you're going to be able to earn a skin for her by completing some achievements in the game. You're going to be able to earn this one right here. Let's take a peek at this one, the Molotov Bunny skin. A lot to enjoy about this skin, and it's really cool. This is another one of the skins in this game that you're going to have access to for free by completing achievements in the upcoming patch. So big deal. I was really happy to get access to the Escape from Cyborg patch early so I could kind of preview it for y'all in this video. Lots of free goodies, skins that you can earn for characters in the game for free, and we're not done. We need to talk about the upcoming quality of life patch to this game and the new features that are dropping. And speaking of those new systems, here they are. 1, we're going to get an accessory function. 2, we're going to get an achievement system. And 3, we're going to get an extreme calibration function. Now, real quick, accessories. These are going to be things you can add to further customize your dolls. So sure, we have combat outfits, schoolgirl outfits, swimsuit outfits. Now you can add some accessories, further customizing. That's just a win, especially if you're somebody who loves that part of this game. Achievements. I think we all know what achievements are, but you're going to get an achievement system with 200 new achievements coming into the game with rewards. For example, this is where you can earn Vector skin through the achievements. Great, that's cool. More rewards, more things to do in a game. I'm always for that. And then the most maybe complicated one, and maybe the one that will have the most effect on gameplay, is the extreme calibration function. Now, this is one I had to do some reading on because I'm a fairly new player to Girls Frontline 2 myself, but this seems like some in-game tweaking, some more power being added to the customizable weapons. So with this technology, eligible weapons achievements can be enhanced with the brand new targeting calibration chip. to improve any individual stat or an individual stat by 10% per chip used, which means that the 200% max stat calibration item that you've always wanted is at hand. So big time improvements to gearing up your weapons, to improving the power of your weapons in this game. That's all coming along with the Escape from Cyborg patch. So big shout out to the developers. Thank you guys for sponsoring this video. Thank you for giving me access to another account with early access to some of these characters. I will leave this by showing off some of the polls that I did on this account to get access to Vector myself, so you could experience that walkout animation like I got to. And guys, look, like honestly, I just want to end this video by saying y'all know what types of games I like. I've really enjoyed this game. I like auto battling strategic games where when I'm just pushing through a game, I want to build a team that can auto fight most of the content for me. I can sit back and watch. I like that. And then when things get hard, I can really dive into the team building a little bit more, put together the best team I can for the situation, and then manually play to beat that. The game offers that. With the quality of life, the cool looking characters, I do think that this is a game that people who enjoy the things that I do will, find worth their time. So give Girls Frontline 2 a try. Use the link down in the description if you're going to try it for the first time, so the devs know that you watched my video and that's how you got there. That'll help me out. I'll pin that in the comment section. I'll put it in the description. So click that link, go give Girls Frontline 2 a try, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.